Hi there, this is Christine, demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am very delinquent in making my class cards for Paper Pumpkin. So I'm going to go back in time and do the August video. So that was the Meaningful Flowers Paper Pumpkin, which was just beautiful. And I, of course, did two alternate cards that we did in our Paper Pumpkin class online. So those of you who subscribe to that kit should have, if you haven't done this already, again, I'm very sorry for the delay in filming this. So you've got a thick white card base. So that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm folding it on the score line, which is 4 1/4. Oh, and now I've got to try to remember the names of the things. Okay, so I used these awesome embossing folders that are available they're online. So they're not actually in the catalog, and it's a set of 3. They're the basic embossing folders. So these are 2 of the 3 different folders. So these are small enough to go in the smaller of the 2 die cutting and embossing machines that Stampin' Up sells. And so obviously it fits in the large one too, but there we go. So first things first is we will glue these 2 pieces to the card base. Both sides are really cool. So it is entirely up to you which sides you want to use. So for this one, I'm going to use both raised up sides for the top. I'm just going to use, excuse my arm, I'm just going to use regular glue on these, my good old Tombow. Because of the texture, like, I'm being a little more generous than usual with the glue because I want to make sure that it's on the right surfaces, especially with this one with the dips. Reminds me a bit of a golf ball, really. All right, so we are going to try to center that onto our card and add the bottom piece just snug up against the yellow. Oh, I'm full of glue as always. Let's see if I can get some of that off with the white. I also included some of the woven thread. This is an Orchid Oasis. So to affix this, I just used glue dots. And because the glue dots are a tiny bit bigger than the ribbon, is I kind of smushed them in half and picked them up. And I'm not putting them directly on the end. I'm kind of going about 1/4 inch in from the end. You don't need a ton of these. I'm just going to do 3. And if you don't have long nails, you can use your pickup tool or the tip of your scissors to do this will work as well. Ugh, and this one didn't really fold over very well, but I'm going to be sticking something on top of it, so no big deal. Oh, this one came off too. Sometimes I want the glue dot to stay stuck to the plastic, and other times I do want it to come off. This is, of course, now that I do want it to come off, don't want it to come off, it is, but anywho. All right, so once you've got that, and I'm just going to press it along the seam just to kind of make it a little bit, to hide that harsh seam. And if your ribbon is too long, you can just trim it or leave a little dangly edge. This ribbon is really fun to fray, I find, because it frays really nicely. Now, if you haven't finished your kit and you still have some of these lotus flowers left, so they gave us 5, but we only needed 4 to make the cards from the kit. So if you've got an extra, what I did is I took my flower and I stamped "You Are Capable of Amazing Things," and that was in the Pretty Peacock ink that came with the kit. And then I just put this on dimensionals and I glued them down. Now, because I actually want to make the rest of the kit cards, I don't want to use another lotus flower. So what I did is I've been playing with the Just My Type stamp set. This is such a cute stamp set. So this is what I made instead for the first one. So I used the big hello. I didn't want to individually cut out each circle because I figured they wouldn't look the same. So I kind of just kept it together and kind of did like a caterpillar. And then I did the typewriter and added for a page. And I just decided to put the flower since I've already got the hello. So I love the stamp set, super cute. And I'll show you. For this other one is I did the typewriter with flowers, and I just used my Stampin' Blends to color some of the flowers, and I kind of made a bit of a mess on the back side of that. So you know, paper has two sides. So I'm going to put that on dimensionals. So basically what I'm trying to say is if you don't want to use your lotus flower, or you've already used it for something else, feel free to grab any stamp set you have and just use this as a card base. So for this one, I've got our typewriter, and I usually put a sentiment on the front of my cards, but for this one, I am actually just going to put the sentiment on the inside and not put one on the outside, which I know is just kind of wild. So I'm going to use "You Are Capable of Amazing Things" on the inside. So I am using Orchid Oasis for this. And I thought this card would be nice and encouraging for someone who may need it. And I always like to decorate my envelopes. Since I'm not using the kit per se for this, I'm going to put an envelope on my envelope. So this is a stamp from the Just My Type stamp set. It's just so cute. See? I can't help it. Just a little something on the envelope, you know? So that was our first alternate card. I'm going to stop filming here and do a separate video for the second one. Let me know if you have any questions.